Hello again, and welcome back to another episode of the Advent Calendar unboxing. And today, we have something that nobody expects. The Inquisition. Specifically, the Star Wars Black Series Inquisitors that tie in with the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. We have Reva, the third sister, and we have the fifth brother. Now, let's start unboxing these here. As I mentioned in the previous one, when I did Obi-Wan, yeah, I did enjoy that series. Obi-Wan wasn't perfect by any means. I'm definitely absolutely not a hater of it. There were some good bits, but I did really like the Inquisitors overall. I thought Reva got a little bit of a bad rap in terms of the fact that, well, once the show went on and it was clear on what her arc was and everything, it was, well, a lot easier to be forgiving of some of her character flaws earlier on. Plus, of course, there's the fact that no one really wants a perfect hero or villain character in their show. Anyway, so here she is, almost out of the box. Again, this is a plastic clamshell, and it's sad that this era is going to be going away very soon for Black Series figures and going to the closed boxes. Like, let's be honest, the closed box releases are not nearly quite as nice. But yeah, we can see her accessory count in here. They decided to just do the Inquisitor lightsaber in two parts. You've got the version there that is just with the two blades combined and just joined together so that they're in their helicopter mode, for those of you who remember how that works. And then, of course, we have just the two sabers split separately here. Now, I think I'm going to, I'm not sure which one I'm going to take out yet. So let's take a look at Reva first. Anyway, she is a fairly standard Black Series figure here. I like the gloss on her Inquisitor armor. It's got a proper, just, Imperial glossy armor look to it. I mean, not for all of it. The top bit here, this is all soft plastic, all rubbery. But it still has a little bit of a gloss quotient to it, which, again, is important. To look at the face sculpt here, again, we have the standard face printing tech that Hasbro does. And yeah, it is very good. That's good. I'm going to zoom in on that. I actually really like the detail here with just how they did the hair up here. Like, you wouldn't normally expect the face printing to be something useful there, but just the way that they did it to get her hairline in there properly and such, it looks really good. They did a really good job on capturing her hairstyle. Again, just zooming this in. That is a really good sculpt there. Like, hair is not easy, especially like doing styled hair. Yeah, you can see just a black Imperial emblem there, as is consistent with the Inquisitors. And as far as posability, let's see, what do we got here? It does not look like she has any fancy butterfly joints in there, sadly. It's just a bog standard ball jointed elbow here. And the shoulders, the shoulders are attached. Oh, no. It's the same thing that they did with Maul there, where the shoulders are on their own swivel point. And, okay, that's great. Like, as I discussed in the Maul review there, that is very good for a number of reasons. We have, in terms of, does she have any wristbands? No. Oh, no, she does. She's got an up-down wristband here. Again, these are the best ones for sabers, though it's a little bit limited by the actual sculpt. And then her other hand also has an up-down one. But again, the sculpt of the armor makes these somewhat useless just because of how the wrists sit up right against the armor here. Let's see what else we have. We have a ball-jointed waist over here. Just the one. Okay. Neck. Again, these are fairly standard for Star Wars figures, the dual jointed neck. Leg articulation. Let's see. It's not as nice as some of the other ones. Visually speaking, like you can see the crossbar right there. That is one of the things that with Hasbro, with the female molds, they tend to not be quite as good with in terms of just the actual sculpting. It's kind of a shame, but yeah, there's her little pegs there for... Oh, sorry, she just has the one peg there for her lightsaber. Right, because I guess it's normally combined. But yeah, let's see what else we have here. Again, it's the same flaw as Obi-Wan in that it's nothing special. It's just the single ball joint here. And then, of course, like the thigh swivel as well. But yeah, it's not really that fancy. She does have the full spin there because of that, though, and we have full-on ankle rockers as well. Leg articulation is really not anything to write home about. The actual sculpt work is good, but it's just, yeah, no, they are more limited knees. Anyway, let's pose her out, and then I'm going to go grab a light. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, yeah, she's got the soft goods cape here. It's really well used in this case. It hangs very nicely. No wires in it or anything, but it's a big enough figure where that is a fairly effective piece. And yeah, and it looks really good, just the way it's naturally hanging. Taking out her lightsaber, because I'm only going to use the double-bladed one for the purposes of this. Yeah, it looks really good. She has a couple of... she has 2 saber hands, I guess, because there's no blaster. So we should be able to just slide this in. No, that's just mold flash there on her finger. Interesting. I don't know if I've seen that before. But yeah, sliding in the saber. You got the crossguard there. It's a proper Inquisitorus double-bladed lightsaber. You know, it's just like the lightsaber there that they tried to crowdfund via the Pulse lightsaber and utterly failed. Like, I thought it was a little bit overpriced. It was, honestly, they should have just made a more generic Inquisitor thing. But yeah, anyway, there's Reva there with her double-bladed lightsaber. And let's take a look at the 5th brother now, shall we? Pulling out the 5th brother, for some of you who've seen various Star Wars media, you might actually remember him having shown up first in Star Wars Rebels. He was one of the Inquisitors who shows up in Season 2 there that is fighting Ahsoka and Kanan and Maul on the planet... it's not Malachor, it's... I'm failing my Star Wars nerdery here. I should know this. I can remember while I'm opening the box. But... oh, yeah, I almost forgot the hilarious thing I wanted to note here. His bio on the back. You know, the thing that is supposed to be all about these characters. His bio is... well, his personality is just that Obi-Wan is set years after the dramatic events of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, where Kenobi faced the corruption of his friend and Jedi apprentice, Anakin Skywalker turned Sith Lord Darth Vader. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't have a lot of copywriters around these days, and more importantly, when Lucasfilm isn't actually giving you anything to go off of when it comes to actually writing the copy on your toys. So, 5th brother, as I was mentioning, yeah, he showed up. Oh. So, 5th brother, as I was mentioning before Reva fell over, he first showed up in Star Wars Rebels, and he had a very different appearance in that series because he hadn't actually been cast with an actor. And yeah, in the time of Rebels, he actually had in the time of Obi-Wan, he actually had an actor cast, and he looks a lot more like that guy. Yeah, he only comes with the one accessory here, which is the fully deployed Inquisitor lightsaber. It's a great double-bladed lightsaber, and yeah, and it's in the helicopter mode configuration. Oh my god, it's even got the port there, so like you could probably actually have him hold it and use as a helicopter. I'm going to have to take a look at that for posing. Let's just take a look at the detail on this lightsaber. Again, it's fairly standard Hasbro sculpting, so nothing really to complain about. But let's look at the 5th brother himself, though. Yeah, sculpt-wise, there's not a lot to the sculpt, I guess. It's probably something that if I turn my flash off, like I'm doing right now, yeah, you'll see a bit more in the sculpt. The actual detail comes through a bit more on this when you have some actual shadow playing on the face. Like, the hat is really going to enhance that there. His funky hat. But, yeah, if you're just doing a full wash, yeah, no, there's not a lot to see there. It's a generic alien face otherwise. But the hat's also just part of the head. It doesn't come off or anything like that. It's not like Embo in Clone Wars. But yeah, he's got his standard range of motion there. He does not have any fancy shoulder pads. He does have some painted Inquisitorius, Imperial symbols there. And yeah, he still has the same shoulder assembly that Riva has. It's just that there's nothing in there that is spinning around as well. His whole top armor here is soft goods, and it does not have that same gloss that Riva's armor has to it. That feels like a little bit of a negative, honestly, because, well, yeah, when it comes to these guys, they generally tend to, Imperials have like very glossy armor. But he has very little gloss. I would need to actually reference the model. Like, all of his body armor, it's got a little bit of a gloss finish to it because of like the rubbery plastic that all the body armor is made of. Like, even his belt is rubbery plastic, but yeah. Posability wise, yeah, he's got the ball jointed torso. Does he have I don't know if he no, he does not have a ball jointed waist of any kind, interestingly. It's a bit of an older style. Leg articulation, again, because of just the it's not the best design, just because of the thigh armor here. It just folds up because it's soft plastic, so he has a little bit of a range, but it is blocked. Again, armor does reduce range of motion, but yeah, you have the line breaking there on the actual armor. Yeah, you have the line breaking there in the actual armor a little bit, unfortunately. He's only got the single joints. Again, like, this is very much like not a hero character, so it feels like they kind of skimped out a little bit here. Yeah, we've got the up and down wrists. Here they work a little bit better than they do on Riva. And over here, I'm actually not sure if that's a paint issue or if that's actually meant to be there on the armor detail, the scratching. It gives some character, so I don't mind it, but I am just curious. And it looks like he only has the single jointed knees as well. A little bit of a shame considering we know that they're capable of more. And then he has, yeah, just the swivel there. And then just the standard feet. And again, a little bit of apologies here with regards to my camera's focus. I should be holding these guys further back, I guess. But yeah, he is fairly standard. It's basically a toy that you just buy if you want to have another Inquisitor on the shelf. I mean, we're getting another Inquisitor next year, and we're getting the Grand Inquisitor. And after that, I guess it's I think it's just the Sarah Michelle Gellar one we need after that. I can't remember if there's any more named Inquisitors. I think there's one or two in the comics that we haven't seen in animation, but... Oh, right, there's the one from the Ahsoka short in the Tales of the Jedi. We have not seen that one yet either, as a toy. But, yeah, the little peg here, that is because his saber pegs into his back, like it does with a lot of the Inquisitors. I'd forgotten about this until I actually saw the detail there, that, yeah, like the Grand Inquisitor's saber plugs into his back there. And as with the other ones, the blades should be able to come out. And for storage... I'm not going to risk that because it's a clear plastic handle, and I'm probably going to just pose him with his lightsaber. But it does mean, however, that you are going to just have that obtrusive lightsaber peg just sticking out there all the time. Like, it feels like it wasn't very well thought out because normally on the lightsabers they've got the tiny little pegs. This one he's got a massive peg, and that is going to just stick out no matter how you pose him. Like, you're going to have to hide that away just by being clever with the actual posing. But, like, just getting the saber in his hand, it's getting in the way even. Yeah. But let's see if I can pull that off and get him to actually hold a lightsaber. It's proving to be a little tricky just because I need to get the fingers open, but also get the saber, get it under the saber guard. He's kind of going down in my books there, like, as I'm trying this out. I will be fully honest, like, I'm a little bit disappointed. But, I mean, that is... I don't know what to say there. It's just... You know... I mean, if I liked everything, that would be a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. Disappointment is not a bad thing at all to have in moderation. Just as long as you're not ragey about it, which is an important thing to remember. But yeah, I can't remember how they held the cross guards off the top of my head. But yeah, there he is holding the saber. As you can see, yeah, there's no real way to get around that obtrusive pin there. And especially if you're going to hold it. Yeah, I should have put it in the other way because, yeah, the pin is just right there. Getting in the way of his hands holding this lightsaber. It really feels like he's not meant to actually be wielding the saber so much as he is meant to just have it on his back with the blades out. And maybe that's what I'll end up doing when I put him on the shelf. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, yeah, there's the fifth brother. There is the fifth brother. And with that said, that is the rest of the Day 7. That is my twin Day 7 Star Wars characters here for this unboxing. Reva and fifth brother, pair of Inquisitors, which nobody expects. Thank you all for watching, and until tomorrow's recording, this is Techno signing off.